A sea adventure.
Hey, hello everyone. My name is Jerry, and no, I'm not a zoophile, and I'm not proposing to my dog. It's just that today is a very important day for me, because I'm going to offer my hand and heart to Felicia, and I'm just freaking out how worried I am. Felicia is the perfect girl, so everything should go perfectly today. With these thoughts, I jumped into the car and drove to her house, and now she's sitting next to me on the passenger seat and painting her lips. She looks relaxed, but I can't let go of the jitters, because today our life will change with her. I've got a surprise for you. When I was thinking about how to make an offer, the idea immediately came to my mind with a huge balloon on which we rise to the clouds, look into each other's eyes, and I will get down on one knee, and she will also answer me yes. But everything happened a little differently. Felicia wasn't particularly impressed by the flight, but I was so excited that I performed Rigoletto's aria right on her favorite dress. Yes, yes, you will be my wife.
No.
It turned out that she didn't care about me and our relationship for a long time, because she had been cheating on me with her BMW washer for a couple of months. Dad's got a fac, right? How could she trade me for some guy in rubber boots? This news devastated me terribly, and I fell into depression for 6 months.
6 months later.
All I was doing was flipping through Felicia's photos on the computer. Yes, life seemed to me a solid grey spot without a hint of a bright future. I don't know how soon I would have been able to get out of this state myself if it hadn't been for a call from my best friend Nick.
Stop acting like a kid. Pick up the phone or I'll fart into the microphone.
Leave me, I'm sad.
It's time to go hiking for the girls. Operation Storm in the chicken coop. The place is desperately clubby.
Thank you for accepting me. I'm so tense.
Nick is a short, very plump guy with an immense buyer appetite, who has collected all the stereotypes from American comedies. But it was this guy who managed to distract me at least a little from depressive thoughts, persuading me to go to a bar together to relax and at the same time pick up a couple of hot girls.
Is that the best you can do, Daniel?
What the hell are you doing here? But when I arrived, Nick already had another idea. In the bar, he ran into our old friend Marshall, who was there in the company of an unreal beauty. The girl literally hung on to him and did not stop talking about what kind of man she had snatched off for herself. While Nick was picking up the jaw from the floor, Marshall told him that he met her on a sea cruise, especially highlighting the part in which they started tumbling in the room on the first night.
And he's a famous lover.
It's clear, she's mentally retarded.
Can you imagine? When I came up, I didn't immediately understand what was going on. Now we definitely had no doubts about what we were going to do now.
This was my place. Go fuck yourself. Go yourself, you bastard.
After a small but very unpleasant encounter in the parking lot with a guy who turned out to be our travel agent. In your mouth.
In your mouth.
Your mother.
I'll finish it myself.
We still bought tickets for a sea cruise.
Goodbye.
I hope you took revenge on them.
And how, dear? I'm the only one who calls you a dickhead.
The ship was simply gigantic. Think about how many lonely chicks there are.
They can't escape from us.
And so, in a great mood, we boarded. Everyone on the ship smiled at us, waved and sometimes offered to get acquainted. Of course, I was a little alarmed by such attention, but I tried not to dwell on it and continued to smile at everyone. And Nick was more surprised by the strange outfits of the guys. And these are probably artists. Cool. But the biggest shock for us was our cabin with one bed and a bunch of heart pillows.
There is such continuous sex that one of us will sleep right on the deck.
Oh, how I want to believe it. And we were just about to go on a reconnaissance of the ship.
Ding ding ding. What about the party?
And Nick was very inspired by this performance, and with full confidence that it would be an unforgettable vacation, we went to the bar to have a drink. And there, after a couple of glasses, a respectable man sat down with us, who introduced himself as Lloyd, and immediately began a dialogue. Excuse me, do you mind if we chase the hare? Here you can hunt. Why else are cruises created for? Happy? Yo? And then I realized that I hadn't seen a single girl on board yet. And our plan began to slowly go down the ass, or rather, to the ass, almost in the literal sense of the word.
The devil, the devil, the devil.
He started running around the deck and shouting alarm, alarm.
How do we get ashore?
Let's chase the hare first. Damn, damn, damn. The first stop is in 4 days. A minute later we were rolling on the bed and fighting. And it was for this occupation that our neighbor set us on fire.
Are you playing a steam train?
The neighbor introduced himself as Hector.
I'm leaving.
and I, having escorted the uninvited guest out and headed to the already familiar bar. An hour later, a good half of the bar was already in me, and, unable to control my own body, I flew into the pool. My angelically beautiful savior was called Gabriella. When I met her eyes, I realized that I had never experienced such a strong feeling as now.
Are you alive?
I'm in paradise.
I can't take it anymore. We need to come up with something. Help me. Oh, my God.
Gabriella helped me walk to the cabin where Nick met me, and I don't remember myself from happiness because of meeting the girl of my dreams. I climbed up to him, the fool, to hug.
You fell on my balls.
Well, then she delicately left us.
What am I afraid of? And eat me for breakfast?
Excuse me, are you busy? Don't you want my soccer? Captain, I see a boat on the starboard side.
Go to the rescue, save on board.
Raise the alarm of rescuers in the mouth, that is, into battle.
I was convinced of the truth of my love at first sight of Gabrielle that very morning when an enthusiastic Nick informed me that the greatest miracle had happened, and grace descended on our sky-colored ship in the form of a crowd of hot models whose helicopter crashed in the ocean.
12 of the most beautiful creatures in the world, and I will share. You can choose a spirit.
But those girls interested me only for a few seconds, because all my thoughts were occupied with my yesterday's savior.
Hello there.
Meanwhile, Nick was getting to know the beauties with might and main. I've never seen him so happy before.
Don't be shy about me and take off your swimsuits.
But there was nothing strange about this, because what kind of man would refuse to stretch the beautiful bodies of models with sunscreen?
Well, for the first time I realized that I was in camp as a scout.
It seemed that his model seduction campaign was not going as smoothly as he would have liked.
The legs are completely dried up, now we have them.
The honor of the girls was defended by a cruel Cerberus, and in simple words, it was their monstrously strong trainer, Sonia, and Nick was very unlucky to fall under her hot hand.
I got hard on that guy.
That's how my friend was treated by a woman. There are no more bets.
Poker. That's fine. It's as easy to win from a puff as it is to take a candy from a child. Damn, I was sure I was going to break the bank.
Every time you bluff, you cough. I finally met Gabriella again and found out that she works as a dance teacher, and by the end of the voyage she is going to put on a dance number by the passengers. And, believe it or not, I immediately developed a love for dancing. We got close very quickly.
The ass is cool.
At this time, Nick accidentally ran into the most beautiful of those models that landed with us, Inga. She was sitting alone in the hall with an ice cream cone.
I love you. What should I call it? Lick.
It's so cool to lick.
I'm so lonely. Sorry about you, Pain. For now.
Wait.
And Nick didn't need to be told twice. He quickly confessed to her about his jetty orientation and arranged to meet in her room.
Cabin. Be there in 5 minutes.
But his plan was not destined to come true.
The door is open. Coach, there is a minibar in this cabin. Move to another one. Everyone to sleep.
I'm here.
Who's crawling into my hole?
And now she was eager to continue.
Inga, this is Nikki.
And it got to the point that she began to chase him in the corridors, showing on offense how deep her abilities are. I felt the happiest in the world. But there was one catch. Gabriella was sure that I was the fiercest on this ship, and Nick was my boyfriend. Gabriella opened up and talked about her past relationships. From her words, it turned out that all men are brutes, and she can only feel comfortable on cruises for the puffs.
I will find a god for myself, and he will do this to me.
My jaw dropped. This is really my chance. It remains only to persuade Nick to play along with me. The asshole resisted for a long time, but a generous gift in the form of a thick bundle of bills created a miracle. Well, yes, I'll pay you.
How dare you? It's humiliating.
500 in cash.
I agree.
Please pass me this cheese segment. Here it is, and look at me with driving. Hello, you don't know each other. This is my eternal companion in life. From that day on, I started actively attending her classes, and I can swear that she pays much more attention to me than the rest of the guys.
Is that hard thing a belt buckle?
He guessed that I like to be humiliated.
But you're just not my type.
I'm patient, I'll wait. The next evening I invited Gabriella to drink champagne, and she got drunk very quickly.
And let's have fun.
Oh, what we lit, that's an understatement. And it was really dirty dancing. And then she took me to the room.
You know what? I just have to take off these clothes. Spend the night with me. Would Nick mind?
Did the storm get worse or did I get drunk?
I have a bottle of cognac in my cabin.
I'll go with you.
Lucky for you that I am.
How are you doing?
What am I doing?
Show me.
I'll show you how you do it, and I'll tell you.
I'm slow at first. Pose. How's it going, Jerry?
Great. Along the way, that night Nick slept with a guy from the company with whom he had been playing poker all these days. And not that he was a fan of the fun of the back gate, but the fact that women always ignored him, and guys, on the contrary, very actively approached him, could not leave him indifferent.
I failed my first and last woman at school, promising to marry her. On a prosthesis. Stroke victim. 50-year-old waitress from the buffet. With cataracts.
As it turned out, he generally rethought a lot of things these days.
Easy.
And I decided to stand under the flag. Even the most beautiful of Inga's models, for whom he was grieving, no longer interested him.
I thought you liked me.
Oh, by the way, what happened?
We just got drunk and fell asleep.
Inga.
He has a lot of potential. He kind of reminds me of Elton John.
Dad, thanks for finding out where Jerry is. Yes, I'm sure everything will work out. 6, 7. Wonderful. Well done. Jerry, you were great today.
Are you going to the island? Today I had plans to walk around the resort town with Gabriella. We held hands, talked a lot, and when we were under an orange tree, I couldn't resist and lightly kissed her on the lips. It was the best miracle of my life, but then she said she didn't want to force me to do anything, because I have a nickname. And due to the fact that I had already completely lied and now I couldn't just admit to her that I was straight, I had to tell her that only bed connects us with Nick. But it didn't help.
And now I want to be alone.
Put a message.
It will be. He's a surprise.
The next day, the same dance performance that Gabriella was engaged in took place. Yes, I decided to give it my all. But my enchanting performance was interrupted by Felicia's scream.
I've missed you.
All this time she was sorry because of our breakup and wanted to return everything. I met a girl here and she thought I was. She's behind my back. And now she found out that I am not, but a real straight man. Of course, she did not forgive me for this lie and said that there would be nothing more between us.
If you forgive me, I'll forgive you too, and we'll get married.
And I agreed. And here we are standing in front of the altar. The priest pronounces the last words of the oath.
Stop. You should be with the person you fell in love with then. And that man. It's me. I know where Gabriella is. We need to hurry.
I realized that my bro was right, and this time I became the runaway bride. We had to get to the ship quickly, and our friends helped us in this. Hector gave us a lift in a fire truck, and Lloyd, who turned out to be a seasoned military man, jumped with me with a parachute right onto the departing ship, on board of which was my love.
5, 6, 7.
Cruise of the Lonely.
Please? I'm scared. Landing?
No. Goodbye.
Gabriella, wait. Of course, Gabriella couldn't forgive me for a minute, but after my promise never to lie again, she melted.
I don't understand it.
And don't tell me. Onik also decided not to lose his Inga and went to Sweden for her, but everything turned out to be in vain.
He'll be back in 3 months.
Is it really in vain?
And this Bridget is going to advertise underwear like an older sister.
Today we invited Bridget's coach. Cooliers.
That's the kind of love. No. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet.